Is it time to speak? Is it time to speak? Queen of Swords. Yo. Y'all don't even know what the devil tried over this weekend. And yet, we rise again. And yet, we transcend. Oh my gosh. At this point, child, yes, we got the Seven of Swords coming out in the reverse. At this point, I have so much trust in the universe and in the divine that whatever gets thrown my way, it literally resolves itself within 24 hours. And I am telling you that every time it seems as though reality tries to shake itself up by some energetic influence, when I maintain my core of inner knowing, of tranquility, when I maintain the core, literally the core belief that this will all work out just fine, that everything will align and come together, that if I remain in silence for a few minutes and for some time period to allow my nervous system to rest and to allow my nervous system to come into a more homeostasis or a homeostatic state, the answer arrives. The answer always comes. And now, I don't know what happens with you all, but I'm telling you, the devil tried it this weekend with me. At the start, or I'll say towards the end of last week, towards the start of this week, the devil tried it. And it failed again. And it's so interesting how the miraculous ways in which the universe is supporting me also showcases the miraculous downfall and defeat of what keeps trying to, or for what attempts to drag me down. It's like I get miraculously elevated, and in the same way, the devil energies are miraculously defeated. Child, this agreement that I made with the divine, King of Swords to the Hermit, let's talk about when we make agreements with the divine to follow our purpose. I am telling you that years ago, I wonder if I should even go into this whole thing, but what I'm telling you is I made an agreement with the divine that I would return to this lifetime and complete a mission. And when I was told I was told that I would be protected as I pursue it. And it was so much easier to remember that and to live in that essence of protection when I first made that agreement, right? Because it felt so visceral, it felt so real. But then travel through the valley of the shadows as you travel through and you see people around you, experiences around you, things around you combusting and turning to salt and being destroyed. That visceral feeling that I felt where I thought, am I protected? Will this all be okay? I'm very worried. I'm nervous about this. I'm worrying about that. I'm worrying about this. That worry came from the distance that took place between me and this experience, and that distance was only time. And yet, and nonetheless, and every which way, every single time, when I bring my worries to source, and those worries are about my life, the experiences I'm going through, the mission that I am on, that I'm here set to complete, it resolves. The challenges and the problems themselves dissolve just like that salt. They dissolve into salt. The Hermit here in the King of Swords energy is kind of representing to me this energy of receiving the communication to follow the light even when there's darkness. To be committed to the mission even when you're walking through something that seems like there are so many shadows, and you're trying to figure out what to believe. This mission has taken me 7 years. This mission has taken me 7 years. And don't we all know that our themes, or I'll say our patterns, tend to live for 7 to 10 years. I had this experience yesterday that helped to, Ace of Cups, that helped to lift me out of the suppression, the oppression I was feeling, right? Someone tried a power play with me over the weekend to leave me feeling disempowered and oppressed, right? So keep that in mind, right? That the oppressive forces are being defeated now. So pay attention to who is trying to grasp onto any essence of power that they think that they have over you, because that always comes from their core vision of recognizing your empowerment. Okay? So they tried this with me over the weekend, and it rattled me for a second because I don't do power plays with people like that. And it makes me wonder, why are people still acting in this way? But I decided to relax my nervous system, take some time out, go into nature, go into silence. And then yesterday I had a vision. This vision happened while I was actually in a meeting with a coworker who was supporting me in my academic studies. I'll get into that in a minute. So I had this meeting with this coworker, and we were discussing the next steps in my program, which is graduation. And so I was asking them, okay, so for the next steps, what else do I need to get done? What paperwork do I need to get together? And I was talking with this person about, like the dissertation that I am defending and what to anticipate for that. How can I ensure the success, so that I can pass my dissertation defense? And this person, this coworker, made a joke, and they said, the only way I see you failing is if you show up, you flip everybody off, and then you leave. Isn't that funny? Thank you, Sprinkle. Yes. Thank you, Sprinkle. I'm so close. And so that put into perspective that no matter who, no matter what energy, physical or non-physical, embodied or no body, whenever it tries to convince you of a space of disempowerment, it is because you are nearly there where they will feel overpowered by you. Never believe the disempowerment. It's always a lie. It's always a game. So while this coworker said this to me, and he said, the only way you would fail is if you flip us off, the first thing I said was, well, don't tempt me. Right? Don't tempt me with a good time, because it has taken 7 years to get to this place. But as he continued to share what I should expect for graduation and the documents I need to get in, I had a vision of me walking across the stage. And in that vision, I felt it directly come from the light of my heart space. I felt directly the light that was in my chest. And that's where the vision came from. And so that levity I felt in my chest put into perspective everything that was trying to make me feel heavy and weighed down. Because it seemed to me, the Hermit and the King of Swords here, with this energy of completing the mission, because my dissertation is very unique and it's very impactful, and it's actually setting up frameworks for care that are completely different than what has existed before. Okay? So when I decided to take on this mission, and just like with the King of Swords and the Hermit energy talking about this mission, I've realized in hindsight that the only thing that this devil energy has tried to do is to tie a cement block to my feet. And even at times, it seemed like other people were tying that cement block to my feet. Then this person wanted to add a bookshelf on my back. And then this person wanted to add a couch on top of my head. And even at times, it was my own self that was tying my own hands. But even still, there was always the universal support and the intrinsic and spiritual strength for me to still put one foot in front of the other. So this is a reminder. Yes, Sprinkle, this is a reminder. And this is me showing love for you and what you're going through. This is me proclaiming and showing my past self-love who was suffering during those 7 years. And this is also the love that I have for my future self and what is to come. That one foot in front of the other will defeat all odds placed against you. Queen of Swords and Justice, beautiful. Thank you, Divine Creator, for that channeling. Sprinkle says, yeah, they are foolish imbeciles. Oh gosh, that's funny. To think that they have power to place anything upon your gorgeous soul. Oh, that's so sweet, Sprinkle. That is so sweet. And I say the same for you. I think I see Mo there too. Hey, Mo. Absolutely. Let me see if anything wants to come out in the tarot. I'm actually going to try another deck. Let's try Dragon Tarot. See if there are any messages. But I feel like that channeling was the main message. Okay. Glory be to the highest creator of all things. Most high divine creator, you are within us. You are around us. Page of Cups. You are within us. You are around us. As above, below, side to side, up, down, left and right, and within and without. Most high divine creator, you show us grace in every which way, in all days, in all of our days, in all of our moments, waking and asleep. You are there with us, divine creator, showing us the light and showing us the light of our soul and showing us the light of the proper way. We give gratitude to thee, divine creator, at the highest frequency of love. I receive your messages with clarity. I deliver them with integrity, and I feel them with love. Ashe. Page of Cups to Knight of Coins. Even if you haven't been able to see the support, so to speak, during this long, arduous pathway, the support has always been there in ways seen and unseen, even to you. This is even showing up as someone who you briefly see at the grocery store who gives you a smile when you were feeling upset that day. There are cooperative components, so to speak. There's the office of synchronicities in the spiritual realm, so to speak, that will always show you support when you ask for it. Whether it is little or it is small, over these long years with the Knight of Coins energy here. There's a hindsight that you have where you're able to see there was always a Page of Cups somewhere. There was always a small bit of gratitude to have for something somewhere. This is a Page of Cups is like they're showing me giving chocolates, giving flowers for this long pathway that you have been on with the Knight of Coins here, the slowest knight in the deck. You know what this Knight of Coins energy reminds me of? It reminds me of when you go on that show, The Amazing Race. And it's like, let's say that you and your family go on this show, The Amazing Race. And there's one aspect of the race that is the least challenging, but the longest challenge. So let me say this. It's not necessarily that it's the least challenging. Let's say, for instance, one family member decides to go 2 miles, but it is all uphill and it's all up the stairs. The pathway that I think you have taken here is to go 8 miles on a flat surface, so to speak. What they're showing me here is they're acknowledging how you have had to endure. That's what the Knight of Coins represents. The wisdom that you learn from endurance, not just sprinting, but from calculated movements that have benefits over a long period of time. That's what they're showing here. Because, like, for this dissertation defense, like I said, it has taken 7 years. And when you are doing something for the long haul, you face temptation after temptation. There were moments where I wanted to quit. There were moments where I wanted to flip everybody off and leave. There were moments where I was tempted to be in relationships instead of doing this. So I feel here, this is like the flowers, the celebration, the appreciation, where they're telling you that physically and non-physically, you are always witnessed and seen through the process of endurance. And remember when I said that for who I am now, I look at my past self and I send them love? Those are still the spiritual eyes that are watching your endurance. So let me explain something here. I'm going to say this quite briefly. We have 2 of Cups and the 3 of Wands, so I'll get to that message in just a minute. But I want to tell you about an experience that helped me to keep going. So 3 years ago, I had a major medical scare during this doctorate program. And it was from the stress. It was from not taking care of myself. It was from having a bad diet and then working myself 12, 15-hour days. It was from not sleeping well. It was from having not enough support during the process. It was from losing friends. It was from changing my perspective about family members. And in that medical scare, I really started to question whether or not life was worth it. And I started to question why the universe even wanted me to still continue moving on, why I still needed to be living. And because my thoughts had gotten so dark, I decided to go into a meditation, right? Because that's one of the skills that I have, as I have shared with you all. I have been meditating since I was like 8, 9 years old. So I went into meditation to find my place of peace. And as I found that place of tranquility in my heart space, I started to cry. And as I was crying, I felt a presence enter the room. And it was this supreme benevolent presence of love and compassion for my suffering. And while that presence was there, it didn't change my suffering. It didn't try to tell me things were going to get better. It didn't try to tell me to change how I was feeling. The presence was there to witness, to tell me, yes, I see that you're suffering. And now that I am in a space where I am now, where I'm outside of that, I have healed from experiences and thoughts like those, I recognize that presence as my now self. Because I think one of the ways, or one of the things that makes these lessons of endurance so difficult is the grand wondering and yelling at the sky, wondering who knows that I'm suffering. I keep so much to myself. Who knows that this is the hardest thing I have ever had to do in my life? So remember and know that time doesn't even exist. And for whatever you have been through, you can send love to that person now. Whether it's your past self, the future self, or who you are now, you are your own greatest witness. That's why you're the only one who can hear your own thoughts, you and Source. Okay? Welcome, everyone. Hey, Danny. Oh, Sprinkle, you're so sweet. Oh, Sprinkle, thank you for those kind words. You know, things like that, it just makes me, yeah, look, we have 9 of Cups and Queen of Coins here. Like, comments like those just make me feel very grateful, because when I started this channel, it was because I felt alone in my spiritual awakening. All right. Let's see if anything else is here. And I think I'm going to close this message. I feel like it would be nice to have this be kind of a shorter message. Let's try Unicorn Tarot. Page of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. We have the Three of Swords reversed. We have the 10 of Wands. And the message. You know, I would say probably about 2 years ago, there were a series of downloads and channelings that I did from Father Time. And that energy hasn't come through too often, you know, since I did those channelings. But I feel here the purpose of this message is to talk with you about the nature of time and why souls even decide to incarnate into a time-space reality, because it frames certain lessons and certain experiences in a particular way where you wouldn't be able to truly know what it is that you've accomplished without the essence of time. I feel here like even time itself as a consciousness is recognizing what you have done with all of its seconds, all of its minutes, all of its hours, with the 10 of Wands here. It's like time sees how you interact with it. And I even feel here that the force of time is recognizing that you've put in a lot of hard work, effort, and labor with the 10 of Wands here to heal the heart. Show me this Three of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Cups. I'm going to take that. And Ace of Cups and a message. Three of Cups in the reversed. And the Eight of Pentacles. And the Hermit reversed. The Star and the Fool. So I'm going to end this message here with this last part of this channeling, you all. Thank you for joining me. They're showing the toll that has been taken on you, so to speak, because this mission that you particularly had required for you to do it alone. And I think part of the grief that you have felt is wondering why you've had to do something for so long, so isolated. Why is it that a part of this mission that you accepted is so subjective, where it seems like other people, they just don't understand it? There is a framework, or they're saying there's an ingredient in the cake, so to speak. When you accepted this mission, you would be the only one who would be able to understand it. And that's why you were accepted it. That's why you were approached with this mission. Part of the part of the cross that you've had to bear here is knowing that other people may not understand it. Three of Swords, Three of Cups reversed, and the Hermit. That even when you're in a crowd, still nobody will be able to truly understand. What I'll show you here is the message card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Pentacles. So even though it has seemed like you were working on something that you had no idea what the outcome would truly be, or that you were truly the only one who had the vision to bring this into fruition, to bring this into physical reality, you still did the work. And I feel here what has happened is the tactics that the devil used was to play on your heart space, was to play on your sense of belonging, and it was to play on isolation and your relationships. It was to play on your trust in humanity and your trust in other people. And that is what is at the center of our heart space as well. Our connections, our love that we have for ourselves and for other people, our sense of belonging in the world. So the devil's tricks during this time period for you was to have you feel so alone that you thought you couldn't do it on your own. Meanwhile, you are the one who was approached to do this mission. It wasn't you and your best friend. It wasn't you and your parents. It wasn't you and your children. It was you. So they're showing me here with the star and the Fool energy that you have succeeded. You are succeeding. You have succeeded. You have followed the path even when it was difficult, confusing, lonely. And that dark night of the soul is coming to an end. And with the star and the Fool energy here, it is a brilliant leap into the promise that you were given when you accepted this mission. Now you get to revel in the timeline of the completed mission. Final messages, gold. Oh, they said joie de vivre. Final messages, gold tarot. Hey, Jackson, welcome. Yeah, look, the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. This is what I want to tell you now. The divine is, there's a lot to say here, so just give me a quick second. The Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. The divine is telling me here, there are two things that are coming through. That's why I keep going back and forth. The divine is showing me here that even if you may not see it, you have modeled an incredibly supreme divine life to live in an incarnation on this planet. It's like there are so many thank yous that the divine has for you with the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups here that are even beyond, I think, what you can imagine or have capacity to really see in this frequency of existence as a human being. So I see here with the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups, this is yes. Divine is following through for you. Yes. The divine is going to show you love again and again, no matter what. Yes. The divine is going to bring you into this star energy with the Fool, where your life, this new chapter, this evolved sense of self that you have come into now is nothing but star energy, healing, and brilliance. I'm hearing, believe in me, my child, for I shall provide. The Hierophant, Knight of Cups. That's the lesson that you've learned. And this is the lesson that I feel many souls, physical and non-physical, will witness you go through, transcend, and succeed. You're teaching many souls. Okay? Whew. Well, that was a channeling. Okay? That was a channeling. Okay, everyone. I am that I am. Hey, good to see you. We got the regular degulas up in here today. We got the regular degulas up in the chat. At the chariot at the bottom of the deck, you are successfully moving forward. You should be proud of yourself. You've made it through. So everyone, I'm going to close out the energy of this reading. Thank you all for joining me at the Temple of the High Priestess. It is always welcomed and appreciated. If there are any supports you would like to do for this channel, it's all in the description box. There's an Amazon wish list. The donations that I have through Cash App, all are appreciated, and they all go to sustaining this temple space for all of us here. Thank you for joining me, Most High Divine Creator of all things, and thank you for your love and wisdoms, which I receive in every which way all day. I give gratitude to thee for the energy of love that surrounds me and is within me, and for my divine discernment. Thank you, Divine Creator of all things. Ashe. Thank you, Sprinkle. You all have a good day. I will see you in the next one, and y'all be good. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. See you, and y'all be good.